so that's where everybody will start and conclude their laps.
I'm torn on that. I think at Pocono it was a great idea. I feel like here it's so much fun to watch them come all the way down the front stretch and then see where they pop up on the pylon.
And we will have a couple cars on the racetrack at the same time. This place 2.5 miles, so plenty of room for everybody to spread out and get a clean lap. But the first car out on the racetrack is Dawson Cram, and as he went past the all-start finish line over there in 3 and 4, already on his lap.
One thing he'll be experiencing here first of anyone is there's a big wind right now. That's sort of a headwind into turn 1, which means it's a tailwind down into turn 3. He felt that at the start of his lap. That will definitely be a discussion point for all these drivers to pay attention to when you're strapping that race car to know what the wind's doing.
Yeah, and I've got to give a huge shout out to Dawson Cram. He actually spotted for my son Carter a few weeks ago at a modified race, and they were able to win. I saw he put on his Twitter. He was driver and winning spotter now, so that was cool. I really appreciate it.
38 cars entered this weekend, so everybody will make the race. See David Starr as well on the right of the screen in the Joey Gase Racing number 35. 9th career start for him here at Indianapolis. And he'll make his 2nd start of the year here in 2025.
You know, Parker, knowing that it rained pretty hard yesterday and it washed most of the rubber, what would have been on the track, washed off, I would want to go early. Even though it's hot out, this is one of those tracks that when it is clean, it is incredible how much grip it has. And after the Cup cars run, the difference from these guys qualifying to what they're going to have when they start the race, it'd be a significant difference.
And this place is so temperature sensitive, so sensitive to the sun and cloud cover that it just continually changes and can change really quickly. Kim, that's something all these drivers are dealing with.
Absolutely, and Catherine Legg making her first Xfinity Series start here at Indianapolis, but this might be the track where you have some of the most experience if we take into account your IndyCar experience. How different do these cars feel on this track versus when you've raced here in IndyCar?
Very different, and everybody said, does it feel slow? And my answer has been no, it doesn't actually feel slow because you feel the car moving underneath you. But what is different is the perception. So when we're in an IndyCar, we're a lot lower, and we're also in the middle, and these are offset. So it looks like a different track almost when you're approaching turn 1. But at least I know where to go into pit lane and all the auxiliary stuff, right?
Good luck.
Thank you.
So really interesting to hear her say that, because when they asked Kyle Larson about the IndyCar, they're like, does it feel a lot faster? He's like, no. And he told me, he's like, you know, it has so much grip that even though you're going quicker, it's all the perspective, right? And how that car handles. And he's like, even though you're going, you know, 30, 40 miles an hour quicker, it just has so much downforce. It doesn't feel that much faster.
And to that point, it was interesting to hear her say that it doesn't feel slow. Last year, I can remember getting out of practice, and AJ Allmendinger and I were talking, and we're doing about 175 miles an hour in these cars with the way that the horsepower is and the low downforce and how much the car's moving around. We both looked at each other and said, this does not feel slow. So when the car is moving, wiggling, and
it makes a huge difference. Yeah,
it feels just as fast as if you were going 200 miles an hour.
I think the better question is, does the car feel comfortable or uncomfortable, right? Because that's ultimately what drivers are looking for. If it feels comfortable, the speed's not a big deal.
Yeah, and I'd like a comfortable race car.
I would too.
Oh. Yeah.
You probably, I think either way here, you don't want to look at the grandstands because then you see how fast stuff is going by either way, right? Like whether you're in an Indy car or a stock car, that's kind of the relative perception that you pay attention to.
Garrett here is quite a bit faster than who we've seen out there so far, Joey Gase. Down the 55 force. Expect the pole time last year was a 53.705. We saw yesterday Zilich was P1 in practice at a 54.0 on a mock run. So we'll see if maybe this track's a little quicker. Last year it's about the same. We were a little earlier in the day we qualified last year. It's a bit hotter now, I would think.
It was interesting, Dylan referenced going down the straightaways, like what you look at. I'm not sure about you, Parker. I always focused on the 3-2-1, like the markers as you go down the straightaway, because everyone kind of picks it. You can lift way differently here and still run the same lap time based on how much brake pressure versus throttle. These cars today obviously are going to be flat out or close to flat out. There's that sound.
Best sound car in the garage.
Wow.
I can tell why you won because you were focused on that. I just closed my eyes.
Yeah, well, whatever works for you.
This car is awesome. Kyle's seeing the X pipes. Have we ever found out exactly why they do it, or they just love the sound?
We should ask them.
I've been meaning to ask.
Josh Balicki also out here as well. Hey, something I want to get your thoughts on, both of you guys. Heard a couple teams talk about maybe trying to go flat through turn 1 and turn 3 today. It's warm. Obviously, you're always going to go faster if you can keep it flat, but how realistic do you think that is today?
So I think it's entirely dependent if you made the choice to go for, you know, a large amount of downforce like you would at a 1.5 miles versus some of these teams trim out in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of different levers you can pull in terms of the body and the window and all those things, the rear glass, that makes downforce or removes drag, and therefore it has less downforce. And I think last year, a lot of us showed up here with speedway cars, basically, and that was a massive mistake. And so I think it could be possible today if someone has come, you know, very much focused on the downforce being as high as it can possibly be.
If you're going to be on the pole, you're going to be flat out. I talked to a few guys in the garage, and they're like, listen, if the top 3 last year were all wide open. So I think if you're going to be on the pole today, I know it is a little harder as Park referenced, I think you're going to have to be wide open.
Kim?
Yeah, Matt DiBenedetto representing the Savannah Bananas. He's in the fire suit here today, looking very dapper. But as we look at qualifying, how do you say hit a home run here in qualifying on the Xfinity side?
Sure, I hope our car, I mean, it looks as fast as Xfinity Mobile, so I hope it runs that fast in qualifying because track position is really important here. So we want to go, and you know what's important is getting a really smooth lap and making sure you carry momentum off the corner. If you have a bobble, it'll kill your entire straightaway. So just a good smooth lap out here, and just excited to be representing this car. We got my friends at Torque Wheels on the car, and we got the Savannah Bananas car, which has crazy attention. I'm pumped to be promoting the game tomorrow on my birthday, July 27th, live at 3 p.m. Eastern on CW Network. The Savannah Bananas game, man, it's going to be really cool. So watch that. Watch our race today, too, but definitely watch that game tomorrow.
Throwing out the first pitch, right? First pitch?
And I am nervous to throw out the first pitch.
So when Parker does corny jokes, we say dad jokes. When Kim does it, do we call them mom jokes? Like, what do we, how's that go?
Kim that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Maybe chuckle.
That was good.
Qualifying rolling along here. Kyle Sieg, we mentioned him a bit ago, has gone to the top. Ryan Ellis out on the racetrack now. 8th car to make an attempt for DGM Racing. Finished 23rd here a year ago.
I think this might be my favorite track to watch qualifying, because you can, even if you don't have the telemetry of the car, you can watch that tracker and you can see like what's happening inside the car. And Matt just referenced, if you have a little bobble,
good going by here,
you have a huge penalty because of how long the straightaways are here. And as you watch the tracker, if you see a bobble, you see that penalty is paid for like the next 20 seconds. And you know inside the car, not just by the corner, but by the pitch of the engine when it's a little bit lower.
What gets me is how long you have to actually think about what you're about to do in the next corner.
Right. Or
like when you're heading towards turn one.
Last one was.
Yeah, how bad the last one was, whatever your focus is, you have a ton of time down the straightaway to think, all right, what do I want to do here? How am I going to tackle it? And hopefully I do it correctly.
Try to come up with a plan. Never straightaway.
Yep.
Blaine Perkins out to qualify now in the Q95 car.
Ooh, a little bit of slide right there.
Wiggle.
Getting everything out of that car.
Using all the racetrack.
Yeah, I think turn 1 for me is always the most difficult corner. The
By
exit
far.
of turn 1, that little short chute right there. It's not really a bump. It's just an awkward corner. They all look the same if you look at from like a top view, but they all drive significantly different. 1 and 3 being the most challenging, but turn 1 just harder. We referenced there's a headwind though down the front stretch. Maybe slow the cars down, put a little more downforce on them. Might make that easier.
Perkins goes to 2nd on his lap, and here's Mason Massey back in the 45 for Tommy Joe Martins and Alpha Prime Racing. 10th start of the year for him.
Front end kind of took off
Ooh,
there.
it was like, well, it looked like the front popped up. Like you see the front of the car was going to travel here and get the splitter low, but yeah, she's really high on exit.
Serious amount of rounds in the back of that car. Off the rear springs.
Massey goes to 5th, and we'll check back in with Kim.
Yeah, Kyle Larson, the defending Brickyard 400 winner, now playing double duty this weekend. As we look at qualifying on the Xfinity side, though, do you have the comfort in the car to go flat out the entire lap?
I would think not. I don't know. It felt a bit sketchy yesterday. It kind of surprised me, caught me off guard because these things are like so slow around here with the engine package they have. So yeah, I was surprised when I turned off in the corner. I was like, oh man, I'm sliding around here. So I think we'll be close. I think, you know, turn 2 and 4 especially probably, but I don't think you'll have like a full lift, but I think you'll kind of roll out of the throttle. But I don't know. I'm just going to try and feel the grip and push my foot down as hard as it'll let me. But yeah, we'll see here.
So great question by Kim, and what I would tell you is that when you leave the pits here, you're not quite up to speed when you get to turn 3. You're close, but not there, and you'll try to run flat out through turn 3. And as Parker was talking about, you then make a decision based on what it felt like in turn 3 of like, okay, I know what I'm gonna have in turn 4. Then you have this long decision down the front stretch, again, based on what I felt not quite up to speed in turn 3 of what I'm gonna do in turn 1. And everyone's gonna try to run flat out because they're gonna be close, but that decision changes in every section of the racetrack.
And here, once you've committed to that, it's hard to bail out midway to the corner. Once you've committed that you're gonna carry that much throttle and you get to the center and that was not the right thing to do, you don't have a lot of ways to bail. Sometimes that's just where you end up hitting the wall.
And I think for anyone who's ever qualified an Xfinity car or a Cup car here, when you come back and you watch IndyCar qualifying and you see that they have to do 4 laps,
I know.
It gives you a whole different level of appreciation of, and it would, I think it might actually be interesting if they made us do multiple laps, because once the 1 lap's over, you're like, well, I'm done. I don't want to have to do that again, because it is really hard here.
New top 2. Both those cars that were just on the racetrack have gone to the top. Nick Sanchez fastest, 54.06, and Leland Honeyman goes to second. Here's Catherine Lay. We heard from her a little bit ago with Kim, and Indianapolis 500 veteran. Has made 4 starts. And back in the Xfinity car here for Jordan Anderson Racing as she continues to get experience with these heavy types of race cars at some tracks that she's familiar with, at least this week.
Gosh, she'd like to be just a little bit closer to the curve.
I was thinking the same thing.
She's like, it's just 6 or 8 inches, but it feels like there's so much more grip when you're able to get just a little bit lower in those corners.
And we said it yesterday, if you were with us, you know, touching that curb in these cars, you get away with it. You can use it to turn it. It's a different feel.
She's
but
probably
in the
timid
car,
of that, right?
You do not want to touch those things. It
right.
means disaster if you touch those inside curbs.
Ran into Josh Williams, who you see on the left, last night at dinner, and he made me laugh because he came in.
I did too, but I wasn't having dinner.
Well, you ate later than we did.
Yeah.
He had sponsor shirt on, sponsor hat on, and he came over and he's like, man, everybody, he's like, somebody's looking for a welder. You know who they call? They call me. Like he just made me laugh, the high energy he has. But he talked about being excited to be here at Indy and felt like they had a pretty decent car yesterday and what they got to run.
Josh will conclude his lap right here, and he'll go to 7th. Catherine Legg jumped to 3rd as well. Back to Kim.
Carson Kvapil finished top 10 here last year. Maybe a little bit more pressure, though, because as we look at your paint scheme, it is celebrating Jamie McMurray's 2010 Brickyard 400 win. So more pressure with that on your car?
I guess a little bit more eyes watching, but I think this whole Johnny Morris Bass Pro Shops Carriers Technologies group gave me a really fast car today, and we were 2nd yesterday in practice, so hopefully we can go 1 spot better here in qualifying. But just can't thank this whole crew for giving me a car that's as fast as Xfinity Mobile, and see what we can do.
There we have it, Carson Kvapil. That was 15 years ago, Jamie. I didn't want to ask Carson how old he was when you won.
Well, I don't know if he was even born when I won, Kim. He's so young. I will say that I'm biased today. I'll be pulling for the old Bass Pro Shop Chevy to get back to victory lane. It's so cool to see that car. Because we came back here this week, there's been social media plays like, you know, the old clips or whatever, and you see that last run to like the checkered flag with that car, and it was pretty cool yesterday to see it back on the track. I really appreciate Dale Jr., Junior Motorsports, everybody, Bass Pro for doing that again. It's really special for me.
I'm just glad we were reminded that it was your paint scheme, because I haven't heard that yet this weekend.
We even showed it in we showed it in the museum yesterday too.
Yeah, that was cool. That's really neat. Chip
Jamie's just been texting me pictures all week of that car. That's all he's done.
What we know is if the roles were reversed, that it would be true, right? Like Parker would be sending everyone pictures. Yeah.
Couple more cars out to qualify. Here's Brendan Poole for Alpha Prime Racing, the 44 car.
Bright car.
I love this scheme. I've been wanting to try this candy. I love sour candy, and yet I've not been able to get my hands.
Why can't you get any?
I haven't been able to find it. Yeah, Brendan's not offered it to us. It's not been sent up to the booth.
Brendan needs to send us some up here. I'd like to try it as well.
If anyone from Alpha Prime is listening to Toxic Waste, we'd like some hazardously sour
we should
candies
do
up here.
Live on air, we could give Adam some.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah, tricky a little bit.
Let's take a trip down memory lane. 2010. I was in the grandstands for this. And Jamie was doing this, crossing the line first at the Brickyard 400. Pretty cool day, huh?
Yeah, and like that, when that clip very first started, Harvick had passed me with a few laps to go. This is one of the most special moments in all of racing that you can have. My wife's actually pregnant in that photo with my son Carter, who I referenced Dawson Cram spotted for a few weeks ago, so it's been a while since that moment. But I got the lead from the outside of Kevin Harvick, who'd passed me just before that on a restart, which is hard. It was harder to do in 2010 than it is now, but it was pretty special. And getting to it seems like a life ago seeing those photos, but I'll never forget that.
Did Chip make out with the bricks?
Chip might have tongued.
Yeah, that's what I thought there.
I feel like
I thought I'd heard that.
I'm gonna tell you what, he was excited. The fact that he had been able to win the Indy 500, it was huge. And if you think back to that time, he'd also won the Rolex 24 lead. It was a huge year for Chip Ganassi Racing. Pretty cool that he saved that car to put it in the museum.
I have to imagine for Chip, he raced here in IndyCar, obviously then became an owner in IndyCar, wins the Indy 500, but to win on the NASCAR side as well. It's just so cool. It's massive.
Yeah.
Parker Retzloff and Anthony Alfredo concluding their laps. Retzloff, the third and final car we've seen already today for the Alpha Prime group.
And he was low enough. He was super low right there.
Doing
off
some
of turn 2, yeah.
Working down the back straightaway here, and he'll hit the alternate start-finish line in the short chute here between turns 3 and 4. Seen a couple more cars jump into the top 5. Alfredo moved to 4th. Jeremy Clements, saw him a bit ago. He is 2nd right now, but everybody's still chasing the lap set by Nick Sanchez as Retzloff goes to 6th. Daniel Dye is one of a couple drivers that had an eventful practice session yesterday. This was about halfway through practice out of turn number 2.
He almost saved it. It was close, Dylan.
And then, ouch.
Car had been repaired. Just left front damage there for the 10. Had flat tires there, but able to drive it back to the pits and on a pretty good lap here.
Great lap, and Parker, you referenced 54 flat yesterday was fast time by Zilich. Sanchez at a 54.6. That's going to be a really good lap, I think, when today's all said and done. And you see about a half a tenth off for Daniel down the front stretch. What I find interesting about
all the track again.
Yeah, and you see how much time he lost right there, the momentum. What I always find interesting about Indy is it's like you're off the same amount in every corner, right? Yep. If you're 4 tenths off, it's a tenth in each corner. It's not just in one normally.
This car's certainly sliding. You just slid out of 1 and 2. Sort of that 4-wheel drift that you can see here where you've committed to the throttle and the car just sort of takes off and walks off up the corner towards the wall, and you just have to trust it's going to actually stick at some point. Ooh, a wiggle there again. I think he'll report this was a loose lap.
Still 4th as it stands right now. About halfway through qualifying here at Indianapolis. Plenty more still to come. Jeff Burton, Matt DiBenedetto in the Savannah Bananas car, and Carson Kvapil up next. TNT. Final weekend for the folks over at TNT, and NBC picks things up starting next week in Iowa. Let's go to Kim, who is caught up with Sam Mayer.
Yeah, and Dylan, as we look at last year's race, Riley Herbst taking the checkered flag, and as we look at Haas factory team this year, I know you guys went to that notebook to kind of come with your setup. How optimistic are you about today?
Yeah, I feel really good. Based off of yesterday, we had really good pace, and we were able to do a lot of things to the car that we wanted to do. So I'm excited. I feel really optimistic. This is pretty much the same team that won it last year, too. So we have a lot to live up to with that. The car's as fast as Xfinity Mobile, and we'll see how it goes.
So last year, those cars were in a different zip code. Cole Custer drove out for a massive lead at one point, and I think they really nailed the package. And what we had here is we see Sammy Smith on a good lap. But I picked Sheldon Creed to win because I felt like that team brings remotely what they had last year in Stuart Haas form and now Haas factory. They're definitely going to be contenders today.
They didn't look like they had the pace in race trim yesterday. Like they weren't terrible, but they definitely weren't at that same level that we saw those two cars last year. But Sam did run a pretty decent lap when they went to their mock run. The best part about this is that you get a little time to think about it, right? You get to go home and maybe make some adjustments, unlike what we normally have with practice and qualifying.
Sammy Smith jumps to second, and we see Jeb Burton on the left of the screen as well, starting to get into some of the heavy hitters here in the second half of this qualifying order.
Man, I'd feel even better if I'm Sanchez right now, based on what I saw out of Sammy Smith. Like, to have 4/10 in the bank, that's, I think, looking pretty good.
That could be a top 5 position for Nick Sanchez. Jeb here, he's paying attention to everything right now, right there on that bubble against his cousin. I've talked to both of them here in the last 2 days. They've been sending each other texts, trying to play some mind games, getting each other's heads at times.
That's all part of it.
Well, and this will be a little bit of an opportunity for Jeb, because they've done a great job of flipping stages or not flipping what other people do and getting the most stage points. And we could have that today for sure.
See the standings there. Harrison gained 9 points last week at Dover to cousin Jeb on the bubble line. And here's Kyle Larson. So this will be a good gauge as to just how good Nick Sanchez's lap is.
Oh, everybody's paying attention to this lap right now.
Yeah, Jamie, you think he'll be good?
I have a feeling he's probably wide open right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
We need the tracker to pop up. Where is it?
They just
right there.
Make it.
Ooh. Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, there it is.
It's power of TV.
Larson has won the last
two. Big moment right there.
Oh, that's going to zap time all the way through here.
It just crushes it for the rest of the lap. He committed.
He did?
Yeah, he was more committed than his car was, is exactly what happened right there. But that's what you have to do, right? He probably had a feeling of what happened in turn 3, felt pretty good getting up to speed, and then just got aggressive in turn 1, and that's just Indy qualifying.
You know what's the difference between me and him? I had that moment. I hit the wall last year.
Well, it's going to be good for us because he's now, going to be starting. See where he ends up right here.
6th for Larson.
Yeah, so he's probably going to be 10th. That's going to be fun for us to watch because we know he's going to be a contender.
Next to be a little further back.
4/10 off right now.
Oh, an update.
Matt DiBenedetto.
Well, that's deflating. I don't think I would have wanted that.
I didn't want that.
Like, yeah, let's keep that to yourself.
Playing to the throttle, just bombing out a little bit. Let's put him 10th right now.
Go back and take a look at this real quick. See, he tried to get down just a little bit lower, just a little bit of a wiggle, kind of pushes you up out of the groove. It did not look bad right there, but I'll promise you inside the car that was.
You're on such a knife edge. There, look, you can really see out sideways how much counter steer he had to put in, and it's almost like it de-wedged a little bit as it got down the left front below that white line.
Not comfortable.
No, it just really kicked out the right rear.
Yep.
Dean Thompson on the racetrack, and we'll go back to Kim.
Yeah, we just saw Kyle Larson get a little free on that lap. Yesterday, you had a fast car, but also got a little bit loose. Any apprehension as you put down your qualifying lap here today?
No, I mean, just kind of forgetting about it, right? Just got to go and do my job and hit my marks here in qualifying. So really confident, really proud of all my Joe Gibbs Racing guys getting the car back together and back to where I feel like we're in a good spot. So I feel like we're still as fast as Xfinity Mobile, but I guess we'll see here shortly.
Taylor's had a good couple of weeks. Back-to-back finishes of 7th. And he's another one that's close to the playoff bubble line, so big 6 weeks coming up for him as he still seeks that first win in the Xfinity Series.
And he's a team and driver that I wouldn't be surprised to win any one of these weekends. Right? Just with the performance that we've seen so far this year, Dean Thompson, you have a little moment there?
It looked like he was aimed for the wall. It looked like he was going to go wide there.
Pretty good lap, though.
You got me pretty freaked out. You pointed at the screen, and I was like, what happened here?
Still a good lap for Dean. 4th quick, so not bad.
See,
good lap for Swallow.
Hand out the window, almost similar to what you see him do at like a speedway. That's the only guy I've seen do that.
He's trying to trim it out. Every little bit of speed.
I'd say let's just keep both hands on the wheel. Let's try that one out.
2nd for the 18. And their momentum continues. Still 2/10 off the lap that Nick Sanchez set. So,
hey, Jamie, you recognize this car?
That's a great looking car. That's going to be my pick today.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. Carson's going to get his first win today.
Carson was 7 years old, by the way, when he won in this car.
He's got the extra juju behind him today. A little more incentive. Yeah, at the beautiful paint scheme. Term? Big fish on the hood.
It is a good looking car.
It's awesome. Like I'm obviously biased, but my favorite paint scheme that I got to run, and it's so cool to see it back on the track. And I like what I see on that bottom right too. Look at the tracker.
See what he does in 1 here.
I gave him a little extra downforce here.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
not bad?
It's losing a little bit. You know, Nick Sanchez on his lap actually got the left sides down on that curb in turn 1, and it did something for him. Because everyone else seems to be struggling through there compared to him.
It seems like that's where he made his time up. He had a really good turns 1 and 2. You wonder if it couldn't have been the wind. It's still going to be a great lap right here, though, for Carson. As you see, Eckes is on a great lap as well.
Quapple tracking to be inside the top 5 here, and he'll go to 3rd. And Eckes tracking to be 2nd right now if he can keep this speed up down the back straightaway and into 3.
Yeah, good little lap going right here for Christian. You referenced it though, Parker. That turn 1 is what we have to really focus on, because it seems like guys can get to the green maybe a little bit quicker than what Sanchez did.
But the lift that we had in 1 cost us all the way to 3.
I like how they said us, because I don't. There was one guy in there doing that. The last time I checked.
It's a team, Jamie.
Yeah.
Eckes goes to 6th, and Kim has found a former winner here at Indianapolis.
Yeah, Dylan, the only former winner in the Xfinity Series here at IMS. As you've been watching qualifying, what stand out to you that's going to kind of direct what your lap looks like?
Yeah, I mean, I think the sun and the shade is definitely a big part of it. And, yesterday we felt like the track has a little less grip than what it did last year, but lap times are still really good here. And guys are really putting on some laps for this qualifying session. So I'm proud of our team at Junior Motorsports. Dale Jr.'s pick, we got the spicy Hellman's mayonnaise Chevrolet this week. So hopefully it's spicy on the racetrack and we're able to go out there and go as fast as Xfinity Mobile, right? But I think most importantly, I think you have to hit your mark so perfectly at this racetrack. It's such a details racetrack, and we saw Kyle just get a little bit loose there, and you saw the time bleed significantly. So no mistakes today, and go out and have a great day. But I gotta say, it's Rick Brandt. So from Brandt Professional Agriculture, it's his. We're getting run over here. It's his birthday today, and my Brandt Professional Agriculture teammate Miguel Paluto. It's his birthday today as well. So happy birthday to those guys, and hopefully we can go kiss the bricks for him.
We are in a traffic jam down here, but Justin and this team hoping to bring the heat in qualifying.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic down there. Cup cars are staged down here to get ready to go for practice when we're done here. So,
did you pick up on her pun?
What's that?
Justin's going to pick up the heat. You didn't hear?
She laid
another one.
She's got a Rolodex
She's just throwing those out left and right.
Fired.
I don't know that I want spicy mayo though.
No, not today.
Nope.
No.
Little hot for that, I think. Austin Hill is on the clock.
Had a long conversation with him yesterday just about this place and sort of what he was looking for from these race cars. And, he definitely last year I had inside view of sort of where they felt like they came far too trimmed out last year, tried to pile the downforce back in, came with a totally different setup this year. And, when I see these speeds in qualifying, and I know you would understand this, Jamie, I'm not too scared if you put me in the top 10, but I've got a great handling car.
Yeah, no,
knowing the heat,
100%.
How much this place is baking, how slick it can get. Outright speed is nice, but if you're in the top 10 with a car that can really handle as we get into the race, and we saw last year how much that mattered, I'd be really content.
And I think some of the frustration from RCR is just the success that Junior Motorsports is happening right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like Junior Motorsports is just fast everywhere we go. The wins
fast,
they've had.
My goodness.
Wow. All the way up.
Whoa.
Just coming to the green.
We've had a massive run through 3 and 4. He could give up all sorts of time here in 1.
Gosh, you almost got to think that
does.
car's massively trimmed out if,
if
he's able to have.
Heard him say that this is basically the same team that won this race last year with Riley Herbst behind the wheel. So certainly some good notes for both these cars. Ryan Sieg as well, affiliated with the Haas group.
Sam needs this lap to end soon.
Yeah,
because it's slowly
fading.
Yeah, it's slowly fading away. But I think he's going to have
enough.
Just enough. Yeah. Wow. Good lap.
54.014 for Mayer. He is the new fastest.
I'd love to hear coming to the green, like if everyone's flat out, if Sam was able to do something different. That's just that was a lot to have in the bank over really one corner. The amount of momentum he had.
And to your point, you've got to commit down into 3 as you come off pit road, and
yeah.
as you're coming to the green there, right in the center of 3 and 4. Ooh, a little bit of a moment there for Ryan Sieg. He finished his lap. Don't think he'll be too excited about that.
14th for Sieg.
But what I was saying is you got to commit to that when you really haven't felt anything yet. You know, and you just have to, because, and obviously Sam did a really good job in committing through 3 and 4, being flat, straight out of the pits. That gave him a huge time in the bank to sort of bleed away through the lap. Let's see if his teammate does here.
Here is Sheldon Creed, second car for Haas Factory. Is there enough time or anything like that for Mayer to come off the track and say, hey, this is what I felt, and relay that to Sheldon?
Not a ton.
No. And I don't know that if you're Creed, you not that you don't care, but I just think you've kind of got your mindset of what you're going to do, and it's unbelievable how fast those Sam came to the green when you look at that. And he's a 10.5 off just in that one straightaway.
Sheldon really got through turn 1 there, gained a little bit back.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Continuing, this is going to continue all the way down the straightaway.
It's the exact opposite lap that Mayer had, right? Like Mayer's first half was really good, second half was not. Creed seems a little bit, I don't know if he can gain a whole 10th back in turn 3 though, we'll see.
I thought that would continue more down the straightaway.
Yeah, he got a little bit back right here, but it's not going to be able to get all the way back to where he needs to.
Not quite.
He'll be happy with that though.
Third for Sheldon Creed, and Taylor Gray exiting turn 2 on a decent lap as well, the JGR 54.
It's tight at the front. You look at that, 01, 06, 09. Like, this is one of those tracks, when you're talking about 54 seconds, it's not normally like as tight as you see it somewhere like a Martinsville or a Bristol.
Yeah, I think you can see that through the field, just the spread. You know, the 15th is
huge difference,
almost 7/10, and that's massive compared to most places we go.
Gray goes tonight. This was yesterday. Early moments of practice.
Almost the same wreck as we saw with Daniel Dye. Like, I had that moment of trying to catch it. Fortunately for the 54, it didn't slide down and hit the inside wall, but still, pretty good damage right there to the right front fender.
Yeah, he chased it.
That car was repaired and able to continue on as we get down to the final few qualifiers.
Yeah, and I'd say the guy that did not end up as well as I thought he did is Larson. Larson's all the way down to 14th right now. It's going to be so cool to watch that.
Hey, ask and you shall receive.
Oh my gosh, what about that?
Parker asked for some toxic waste candy, and we've all three just gotten a delivery in the booth here. So
all right.
Somebody try one and let me know.
Well, there'll be no one else left to speak here.
I'm going to try it.
Try this.
Okay.
Back to live action here. Jesse Love and Eric Almirola on the racetrack and on 2 good laps.
I think when Parker gets in those long, drawn-out conversations, we just pop him one of those.
He just shut me right up.
Yeah, like, got him done.
Jesse.
Yeah, this is a really strong lap from the 2 into the back straightaway, coming to the alternate start finish.
Oh, he's real wide there. Oh, got the wall.
Gosh, you could see it. You could see it for like 4 seconds before it happened, and he knew the same thing. Still a great lap.
Still goes P4, but
hit the wall over here, but the track's clear. No debris.
That's 19 radio for Eric Almirola.
Yeah, good information, knowing that you don't have anything to worry about, but there's probably gonna be a mark on the wall that wasn't there the last time you came through.
Jesse just ran out of room, but still 4th. And Almirola should go right behind him here.
Yeah, good lap by Eric.
All right, good lap. Remember,
Top 5 starting to shuffle around here as we get a look at the 2.
I'm curious how hard this hit was. Oh, that's pretty major. It's composite bodies. You can get away with that, especially in the race. You wouldn't look at that, but you don't want to start a day with that. Let's take a listen to his radio.
I hit the wall, Jimmy. Just peppered it off of 3. Like destroyed it or no? No, I don't think so.
So I was gonna, not just to disagree with you.
Okay, cool.
But I thought, I think it's gonna be okay. I don't know that I want to give up 4th to go all the way to the back, unless if I look under it looked to me like it hit harder in the rear than the front. I think I'd look under there. If you feel good about it, based on the tire and the wheel, they can get a pretty good idea of how hard it hit. I like that I think drivers are normally pretty honest, right?
Yep.
Of like, how hard did you hit it? And they know, and he seemed pretty confident it wasn't too bad.
I would think you have to look at that. Just how close the tolerances are here. You know, how important the aero is, and you just don't want a tire rub, right? So I think, unfortunately, you have to give up that position. But Brandon Jones down in a 3. Oh, a little high.
Look at that.
Gained a lot of time down the
Oh, he got
backstretch.
so wide.
Looked like he had to check up just a little bit on the exit right there.
5th for
sent it.
Jones. Here's Justin Allgaier, 2018 winner here.
Going to be a decent lap for Justin, probably not what he was wanting. I just realized that the fastest car in practice gets to be the last one to go today, so that's going to be fun to see what Zilich can do right here.
Allgaier through 3.
He had a really good turn 3.
Yeah, he did. Gained some time back. 7th for the 7 car. And 1 more to go. And it's only Connor Zilich.
And all the junior motorsports cars that have gone so far right near each other there.
I mean, Connor just needs to back up exactly what he did yesterday in practice. Similar conditions to what we have right now. And again, as he gets up to speed, he kind of knows what he felt yesterday and what he's going to feel right there and how committed he can be. And have they made the right adjustments based on that mock run yesterday for what they need today?
Talked to Marty Lindley in the garage this morning. He said, I think we had some more in it. We didn't get everything out of this car on the mock run that we felt like was available. So we'll see how it looks as he works into turn number 1.
Well, it's not looking good up to this point. You see that couple of tenths off.
Corners. And I looked at his teammates there. Allgaier the best of the group in 7th. Quapple 9th. Sammy Smith 10th. It's like they get it back in the corners, but they feel like he's...
Well, Mayer had a bad second half of his lap, if you think back. And I think that's why the tracker has looked so similar.
He would need a gargantuan... Wow, love how he turned it off the wall there. Saw the car wiggle almost.
Wow, look how much he gained back.
Oh, sideways again.
Great job.
Good effort, though, for Zilich. Goes to 7th. And it's the pole position at Indy for Sam Mayer. First pole position qualifying effort for him this year, and he'll lead the field to green later this afternoon, Kim.
Yeah, when we talked to him before his lap, he felt confident, but did that lap surprise you with the speed you lay down?
No, I knew that we were going to be really good. I was really confident. This team did a really good job last year, and cameras over here, that's great. Obviously professional at this, but yeah, just super proud of these guys. The Audubon Ford Mustang was really good. Yeah, just super cool to get Ford another pole this year, and we're doing our job right. So let's go finish the job.
On the pole, you got to finish the job. You say, as you look at what you guys were able to accomplish yesterday in practice, what's going to be the biggest challenge to finishing the race where you started?
Starting it, I guess. I mean, I didn't get a single lap in the race last year, and now I'm starting on the pole. So I've grown a lot as a person and as a driver, and kind of got my craft figured out a little bit when it comes to that. So hopefully I can go put it into practice and lead every lap.
This team's starting to turn the wick up when it matters most.
And we've talked all year about the Haas factory group and when the race pace that we've expected from them will click. And off to a good start here. Both cars in the top 3. Mayer on the pole and Sheldon Creed in the 00 rolling from the 3rd spot. Nothing like being fastest at Indy. Sam Mayer has that honor today. Nothing left to do but race now at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Qualifying all done. Sam Mayer fastest. Nick Sanchez on the outside of the front row, and the driver that'll start third is with Kim.
That would be Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer's teammate. So a 1-3 start for Haas Factory team. How confident are you in what you guys can do here this afternoon?
Yeah, I feel okay. It was hard to look at practice yesterday, just who was drafting, who mocked up, who didn't, and felt okay with our Road Ranger Ford Mustang balance-wise. So yeah, I didn't know fully what to expect there in qualifying, but I knew if someone was going to beat Sam, they were going to be wide open because I was all pretty much butted, like just barely lifting there. So yeah, proud of everyone at Haas Factory team. Thanks to all of our partners, Ollie's, Pit Boss, Friends of Jacqueline, Road Ranger. Starting to get some momentum going, so hopefully we have a great day today, and hopefully the rain stays away.
Top 5 finish last year, again, different team, different manufacturer, but what takeaways did you learn last year that might help you this afternoon?
Yeah, I feel like it races a lot like Pocono. You just got to be careful with your run. Sometimes it's just better to push the guy in front of you rather than, try to pass him. So yeah, just got to be patient. Staying up front's really important here. Dirty air is tough. So yeah, just going to do the best job I can do to keep us up front. Hopefully have good pit stops all day and beat the rain.
I like my pick. They're looking good.
Is that your pick?
That's my pick to win. Okay. Yeah. 14 second place finishes. It's going to finally happen.
Haas won the pole and the race last year. On pace to do that again as we get a look at the starting lineup. All 9 winners here in the Xfinity Series, both on the oval and the road course, have started inside the top 8. So you want to be on this first page statistically if you're going to have a shot at it.
Well, I would say somebody on this page might disagree with you on if they can get to the front. I think Kyle Larson's got to be the top of our list.
Best career
back on row 10.
Best career qualifying effort at Indy for Jeremy Clements as well. They're outside of row number 6. He's the only one in the field to start every Xfinity race here at Indy. This is the second half of the grid. Catherine Legg outside of row 12, starting 24th.
I think Ryan Sieg really surprises me. Being in row 11, usually has a lot of speed at these types of racetracks.
And the final 4 rows, drivers with the most work to do. The driver that will start 7th and who has won the last 2 races in the Xfinity Series, Connor Zilic, is with Kim.
And a row. So what do you have to do here to pull it off?
Yeah, we qualified decent, 7th. We were pretty close to wide open, so I'm guessing others may just be a little more trimmed out than us, but yeah, overall a solid qualifying effort for the June Motorsports team. My 88 WeatherTech Chevrolet was as fast as Xfinity Mobile in practice yesterday, and I felt good about it on race runs. So yeah, we'll see what we have later, but not a bad starting spot.
First time here, any big surprises so far?
How different both ends are. Like, it changes weather, the temperatures, the shade. It's pretty crazy how you can drive into 3 one lap and have grip, and drive into 1 the next lap and not have grip, and it's just a little surprising. I've never been at a track this big before, so it's cool, but yeah, I'm excited to hopefully get a chance to kiss the bricks later.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That is came at Sonoma. Last week's came at Dover with a rain-shortened race where he picked up his 2nd straight win.
Connor Zilic. He'll end this afternoon in victory lane.
Hell yeah, guys. Awesome job.
Connor Zilic, congratulations. You've won for a 4th time in your rookie campaign.
It's shocking to me. I didn't expect to have 4 wins this quickly, let alone 4 wins at all.
His ability to pick it up at tracks he's never been to or has limited experience has been remarkable.
I won at Pocono, but my crew gave me a little bit of knockback because it was a triangle, not an oval. So they have nothing to say about this one.
Connor Zilic is your winner here at Dover.
Stage 1, I kind of struggled a little bit.
No rear trim at all. 10-4.
Connor Zilic has fallen back to 5th.
And then when we fired off in stage 2, I went into 1 and 2 and I had clean air.
And for the lead, Zilic said, give it to me in the 88. What a move.
And that's kind of when I realized that I had a shot at it. I didn't think we were really that good in stage 1, and we made the right adjustments. Unfortunately, the rain came and ruined our party.
Caution for rain.
But we were in the right spot when the caution fell.
The race has been deemed official.
Is it over?
And if you like Connor Zilic, get used to it. He's got a Miles the Monster trophy to add to his collection.
Not easy to win these races. There's a lot of pressure, and especially when you start running good, you start expecting to run well every week. I've just been doing my best to try and manage those expectations, and I feel like I've been doing a good job with that and showing up to the track every week confident, but not overly confident.
Well, we could say that another challenge awaits this weekend on a new track for the 88 and Connor Zilic, but that doesn't seem to fluster him or faze him at all. Just anytime he shows up, he's a threat, as you see here. These last 8 races, 2.25 average finish with 3 wins in that same stretch.
I'm going to go on a limb and say that I see no reason this won't continue. This sort of performance and stretch, he's unbelievable. And, you know, it doesn't matter what type of track, what the track is like, how difficult that track is. He just rises to the occasion. Obviously, Marty Lindley and that whole 88 team have given him great race cars. But Connor's a driver that came in here with so much hype, calling him a generational talent, and he's living up that hype in Jamie Away. I don't know if I've seen many young drivers do before where they have this sort of, everyone's talking about them, everyone's paying attention, and he's completely risen to the moment and exceeded it in every category.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with his preparation. He's got a great group of people around him, his process of getting to this point, and then his process of preparing for each weekend, and he picks up quick. You know, we've talked about how different both of these ends are, and he said that in his interview immediately, like having to adjust for that. And you know, the one thing that it's a little bit different now, but it used to always be if you ran well at Pocono, you would run well at Indy. One of, you know, the tunnel turn at Pocono is based on here, and it's just a big flat, fairly smooth racetrack at Pocono. This is extremely smooth. And the fact that he had never been to Pocono, showed up, won the race, by far the best car. I mean, I would just think that Junior Motorsports probably has a good shot at getting that 100th win today.
I like how he's getting every track type. He's got the road course, he's got the oval at Dover, he's got the triangle at Pocono.
Yeah.
About rectangle, square.
We'll find out.
Got them all.
Nothing surprises us anymore for sure with Connor Zilic. So impressive as a rookie. Stay with us. We'll wrap things up from Indy next.
Welcome back to what's considered one of the greatest venues in all of motorsports. Indianapolis Motor Speedway Xfinity Series qualifying has wrapped up. Sam Mayer on the pole. Jesse Love, though, qualifying fourth, although during that lap, maybe bit off a little bit more than you could chew. Walk me through your qualifying lap.
Yeah, I mean, it starts before me and Danny Stock and my crew chief discussing, and anybody that knows Danny knows he's got a lot of heart and commitment, and yeah, he told me, we'll watch this real quick. Yeah, he told me, he was like, you better hold it wide open or I'll find somebody else to drive it. So, you know, at the end of the day, we were 75% right, and
and it's all good. We can get it fixed and get back out there. But I'm just proud of my guys for bringing a car as fast as Xfinity Mobile. I feel like we had the pole pretty wrapped up there before that, so it really breaks my heart to say that. At a place like this, I grew up racing USAC, midgets, and sprint cars around this state, and man, just wanna kiss some bricks later. So looking forward to getting the Cup car here in a second and feeling it out.
You're playing double duty. How difficult is it to bounce back and forth between those two series?
I mean, it's really hard, right? But you know, me and the whole Josh Wise group work really hard at being adaptable to different cars and kind of having a fluid state of mind. So, you know, I feel confident about it. Not sure what my expectations are yet. I'll kind of build those expectations based off of how practice goes. But overall, I feel like I had a really good night last night, just kind of looking everything over, having a good idea of what to expect, what not to expect. So, yeah, I'm not going to know it all off the bat, but I feel confident that I can just kind of learn as much as I can and maximize the capability of our 62 Chevrolet Camaro.
Good luck.
Thank you.
He mentioned the 62 Chevrolet Camaro. That's because he's about to climb in the Cup car for a quick, shortened practice they're going to have before their qualifying. He mentioned the time he spent in USAC and what this place means to him. What he didn't mention is he's attended the Indy 500 multiple times as a kid. In fact, got to be a guest of Alexander Rossi back in 2016 when Alex won here as a rookie in the Indianapolis 500.
One of 4 guys doing double duty this weekend, 4 drivers doing double duty this weekend. If you've been living under a rock, you may not understand this, but if you haven't, you'll understand the context of this. These two always have a good time together.
I want to know how you make the decision who's in the front and who's in the back. Because I'm telling you right now, Connor drew the short straw, I'll tell you. There's no doubt.
Racing at Indy is a big deal, and desperately wants to take home. I mean, it's the most.
All kinds of problems in the back of the field. Check up. Oh, what a hellacious spin. Oh, we got a problem. Spin it. Red guys. Look out, contact there.
For the Brickyard, whatever you got.
The 22 almost flipped one of his crew members. What a finish at Indianapolis.
We just won in Indianapolis. How cool is that? Go get some bricks, bud.
Well, you talk about marquee events for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. This is certainly one of those. One that, whether you're from here or not, whether you grew up as a fan of IndyCar racing or of any kind of racing, you understand what it means to win here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So everybody takes a lot of pride and wants to win this race, including Brennan Poole. Now, we told you about the toxic waste candy that we were curious what this would be like. So Brennan's wife was kind enough to bring us up each a bag of this. So what's the review? You guys have
we've got
tried
the main
these.
type, which is hazardously sour candy, hazardously, sorry. That's very much like a Warhead if you've had those. And then we've got smog balls.
Oh my!
Which Jamie wanted to try. He's a big fan of these.
And I would just tell you that
I love these, by the way. All this stuff is great.
I like sour. I don't love it, but my initial reaction when I put that in my mouth was I don't want it in my mouth anymore.
Huh.
But I will
say
that after a few moments, it became better.
Okay.
And then the sour kind of went away, right? And then it became just candy. And then I bit it, and the sour came back, and I'm like, I don't want this in my mouth anymore. So I liked it. It's not great.
Is it chewy?
No,
it was
they're hard candies.
Oh, no. When you bite into it, it did get a little chewy.
Really?
Yeah, well, I don't know if chewy. That's probably not the right description. It got softer.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
that's probably a better
started
description.
hard. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've given a thorough review of toxic waste, we will preview the race that is coming up later today.